If my driver hadn't locked me in the trunk that morning, my daughter would have died at her own wedding. Yeah. Let that sink in for a second. Her wedding, white dress, flowers, church bells, and death. Because if I hadn't disappeared that morning, she wouldn't be alive today. I know how crazy that sounds. Believe me, I still replay it some nights thinking, how the hell did my life turn into this? But it happened. And it started with something small, something stupid, something I almost ignored. I woke up at 6:12 a.m. No alarm, just wide awake, heart already racing, like my body knew something my brain didn't. The house was quiet, too quiet, not peaceful quiet, wrong quiet, the kind of silence hospitals have at 3 a.m., the kind where you expect bad news. Today should have been chaos. Music, hair dryers, bridesmaids laughing, doors slamming. Instead, nothing, just the refrigerator humming, my own breathing, and this ugly pressure in my chest I couldn't explain. First rehook hit me right there. Why did my daughter's wedding day feel like a funeral morning? I sat up and looked at the empty side of the bed. Still do that sometimes. Reach over. Expect to feel my wife there. 5 years gone. And my hand still forgets. Big day, Caroline, I muttered to the ceiling. Our girl's getting married. I waited, like an idiot, like she might answer. Haha, funny how grief works, right? You never really stop talking to them. You just get quieter about it. But even that memory didn't feel warm today. Everything felt off, like something was about to break.
I dresset fast.
Navy suit, white shirt.
Tie.
Hands shaking a little. Not from age, from nerves, or maybe fear. I kept telling myself, relax, Pete. You're just emotional. Every dad feels this way. But that little voice in my head wouldn't shut up. Kept whispering, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Downstairs, I poured coffee. Didn't even taste it. Just stood by the window staring at the yard. The wedding tent was already set up. White fabric glowing in the morning sun. Chairs lined perfectly. Flowers everywhere. Picture perfect. Instagram perfect. The kind of day people pray for. So why did it feel like I was watching it for the last time? Second rehook. You ever get the feeling you're about to lose something, but don't know what yet? Yeah. That. Then I heard it. Crunch. Crunch. Tires on gravel. I checked the clock. 6:55. Frowned. Martin wasn't supposed to be here until 7:30. 35 minutes early. That wasn't like him. Not even close. Martin had driven for our family 20 years. 20. The man ran like a Swiss watch. Same routes. Same timing. Same habits. Never early. Never late. Never. So yeah, my stomach tightened. Hard. Because when someone that predictable suddenly changes, something's wrong. I stepped outside. Cool air hit my face. Birds chirping. Sun coming up. Normal morning. Except my driver looked like he'd just seen a ghost. Martin got out of the sedan fast. Too fast. Door still half open behind him. He kept glancing up and down the street, like he expected someone watching. I'd seen this man at my wife's funeral. I'd seen him at the hospital when doctors told us she wasn't coming home. He never cracked. Never. But right now, his hands were shaking.
Actuals checking.
Martin, I said, everything okay? He didn't answer. Just walked straight up to me and grabbed my arm. Hard. Sir, he whispered. Not spoke. Whispered. You need to trust me. Right now. My heart dropped. Trust you about what? Get in the car. What's going on? Is it Emily? Is she? She's fine, he snapped. Then softer. For now. For now. Those 2 words hit me like ice water. He opened the back door. I moved toward it automatically. But he stopped me. Shook his head. Not the back seat. Then he walked to the rear of the car and popped the trunk. I actually laughed. Nervous laugh. Martin, what are you doing? He stepped close, looked me straight in the eye, and I swear, I'd never seen fear like that on another grown man. If they see you, he said quietly, it's over. For both of you. My brain stalled. They? Who? Please, he said. Get in. No questions. I'll explain later. It didn't make sense. Nothing made sense. But this man had protected my family for 20 years. If Martin was scared, I should be terrified. So I climbed inside. 63 years old. Wedding suit on. Crawling into my own trunk like some kind of criminal. And right before he closed it, he said something that still gives me chills. Don't make a sound. No matter what you hear. Then, bam, the trunk slammed shut. Total darkness. Air thick. Heart pounding. And that's when I realized this wasn't a wedding day anymore. It was the beginning of a nightmare. The air inside that trunk felt smaller by the second. Not tight. Not cramped. Smaller. Like the walls were slowly pushing in. Pitch black. The kind of dark you only get underground. Or buried. My hand brushed the metal above my face. 6 inches. That's all. 6 inches between me and panic. My heart started hammering. Thump, thump, thump. Too loud. Way too loud. Easy, easy, I muttered. But logic didn't mean a damn thing anymore. Darkness messes with you fast. The engine turned over. Low rumble. Then we rolled forward. Gravel crunching. We were moving. And that's when it hit me hard. If something happened to me right now, my daughter would be standing alone at that altar, looking around for her dad. And I wouldn't be there. That scared me more than the trunk. I shifted my shoulder. Bad move. Elbow slammed metal. Suit wrinkled. Back cramping already. Great. Wedding day. And I'm folded up like luggage. Dark humor kicked in. Old man defense mechanism. If you don't laugh, you lose it. We drove maybe a minute. Maybe 5. Time gets weird when you can't see. Then something strange happened. The car slowed. Not a stop. Just slowed. Like Martin was checking something. I heard his window crack open. A quick whisper outside. Too soft to understand. Then the window shut again. And we sped up. My stomach tightened. Who was he talking to? I tried tracking the turns in my head. Left, right, straight. Another right. Wait, no, that wasn't right. The church was north. We should have hit Maple Avenue by now. But the turns felt wrong. Too many. Too long. We weren't heading towards St. Benedict's. We were going south. Industrial side. Warehouses. Old streets. Not wedding territory. Cold crept up my spine. Why the hell were we going the wrong way? Then the car slowed again. Stopped. Engine idling. Door opened. Footsteps. And then, a voice. Smooth. Confident. Young. Oh good. Right on time. I froze. I knew that voice. Recognized it instantly. Zachary. My future son-in-law. My daughter's groom. Of all people, him? Passenger door opened. Seat creaked. He got in. Right up front. 10 feet from me. Suddenly the trunk didn't feel like protection anymore. Felt like a trap. Beautiful day for a wedding, huh Martin? He said, laughing. Relaxed. Like life was perfect. Sure is, sir, Martin replied. Too normal. Way too normal. Like they hadn't just stuffed me in a trunk. Like this was just another Tuesday. The contrast made my skin crawl. Zachary's phone buzzed. He answered immediately. Hey, sunshine, he said softly. That voice. Warm. Gentle. The one he used with Emily. I love you too. Yeah. See you at the altar. I exhaled a little. Maybe this was nothing. Maybe Martin overreacted. Maybe I was just being an old paranoid dad. Then the phone rang again. And everything changed. His tone flipped. Instantly. Warmth gone. Voice cold. Hard. I told you not to call this number, he snapped. Silence. Listening. Then quieter. Angrier.
No.
3 months. Not before. We agreed. My heart stopped. 3 months? 3 months for what? I said everything's on track, he muttered. Just wait. Don't screw this up. Click. Call ended. Dead quiet. The air felt heavier. That wasn't business. That wasn't wedding talk. That sounded like planning. The kind you whisper. The kind you hide. Martin spoke carefully. Everything okay, sir? Yeah, Zachary said fast. Too fast. Just business. Business. On your wedding morning. Sure, right? And I'm 25 again. I lay there frozen. Every word replaying. 3 months. On track. Don't screw this up. My chest tightened. Because suddenly, a thought slid into my head that I didn't want. What if Martin wasn't protecting me from something random? What if he was protecting me from Zachary? Oh God, no, that was crazy, right? It had to be. We turned again. Road got rough. Potholes. Bad neighborhood kind of rough. Definitely not anywhere near the cathedral. Definitely not somewhere a groom should be hours before his wedding. My palms were sweating now. Heartbeat loud in my ears. And then I realized something worse. Martin wasn't improvising. He was calm, deliberate, like this route was planned. Which meant he already knew something. Something I didn't. Something bad enough to hide me. The car stopped. Engine idling. Doors unlocking. Martin's voice, low. Stay down, sir. Don't move. Then Zachary said casually, won't take long. 5 minutes. 5 minutes where? Doing what?
Doorshut.
Footsteps fading away. Silence. Just the ticking engine. My breathing. My heart pounding like a drum. And deep in my gut, that same ugly feeling from the morning came back stronger. Something was about to happen. Something big. And whatever Martin brought me here to see was about to change everything. The engine kept idling. Tick, 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 like a countdown.
No voices.
No movement. Just that sound and my heartbeat trying to punch out of my chest. Then, click, the trunk latch. Light sliced in like a knife. I squinted hard. Sir, Martin whispered. Out. Stay low. His voice wasn't scared anymore. It was focused. That scared me more. I crawled out fast. Back screaming. Suit ruined. Didn't care. Martin pulled me behind the sedan and crouched. Don't stand up, he said. Just look. Look at what? We were parked across from a small townhouse. 2 stories. Faded blue paint. Chain link fence leaning sideways. Patchy grass. Kids' toys in the yard. Not an office. Not a hotel. Not anywhere a groom should be hours before his wedding. This was working class, paycheck to paycheck living. Nothing like the life Zachary claimed he came from. My stomach tightened. Why are we here? I whispered. Martin didn't answer. He just pointed. Mailbox. I leaned out slightly. Sun hit the metal. Hard to read. Then I saw it. Black letters. Faded but clear. Palmer. My heart dropped straight into my shoes. Palmer. Zachary Palmer. Fresh mail stuffed inside. Not old. Not abandoned. Present tense. Someone named Palmer lived here. Right now. Cold spread through my chest. Before I could process it, the front door opened, and Zachary stepped out, still in his wedding suit, tie perfect, shoes polished, like he was headed to church. Except, he wasn't. He looked around first. Quick, nervous. Then he pulled out a key, unlocked the door, walked straight inside. Didn't knock. Didn't hesitate. Like he belonged there. Because he did.
Oh no.
No, no, no. Martin leaned closer. Wait, he whispered. There's more. More? My head was already spinning. What could possibly be worse than this? Then the side door opened. A woman stepped out. Early 30s, maybe. Messy ponytail. Old gray t-shirt. Tired eyes. The kind of tired that comes from bills and sleepless nights. She crossed her arms. Frustrated. Like this wasn't the first time they'd argued. She looked toward the doorway, waiting, and then I heard it. A small voice. Hi. Excited. From inside the house. Daddy. Everything inside me went cold. Tiny footsteps slapped against the porch. Fast. Happy. A little girl burst out. For maybe 5 years old. Blonde curls bouncing. Pink sneakers flashing. Stuffed rabbit dragging behind her. She ran straight toward Zachary.
No hesitación.
No fear.
Pure joy.
Daddy. And he, God help me, he bent down and caught her like muscle memory. Smooth. Natural. Easy. Like he'd done it 1,000 times. He lifted her up. Kissed her head. Held her tight. Not awkward. Not fake. Real. The way fathers hold their kids. The way I used to hold Emily when she was that small. And right there, something cracked inside my chest. Because that wasn't a lie you could explain away. That wasn't a misunderstanding. That wasn't coincidence. That was family. A real one. Already built. Already loved. Already his. Which meant, the man my daughter was about to marry already had a wife and a child. And somehow, deep down, I knew this wasn't even the worst part yet. I thought finding out he had a child was the worst thing I'd ever see. I was wrong. God, I was so wrong. Because a secret family? That's betrayal. What came next? That was something darker. Something planned. I stayed crouched behind the car. Couldn't look away. Across the street, Zachary lifted the little girl, spinning her once. She laughed like he was her hero, like he was her whole world. Meanwhile, my daughter was probably standing in front of a mirror right now, smiling, thinking she'd found her forever. My jaw tightened. I didn't feel scared anymore. I felt angry. The woman stepped closer to him. Arms crossed. Tired eyes. You said 5 minutes, she snapped. Not surprised. Not confused. Annoyed. Like this was routine. Like he'd done this 100 times before. So this wasn't some secret visit. This was normal life. His real life. She was crying all night asking for you, the woman said. That sentence hit me hard. Because mistresses don't say things like that.
Vives du.
Then the little girl ran back inside.
Door shut.
And the woman's voice dropped. Low. Serious. You can't keep doing this, Zach. Doing what? I leaned closer without thinking. Heart hammering. I told you, Zachary muttered. It's temporary. Temporary. My stomach twisted. This wedding fixes everything.
Wedding.
He said it like it was a business transaction. Not love. Not marriage.
O fix.
Like patching a leak. She shook her head. She doesn't deserve this. My daughter. They weren't even saying her name. Just she. Like she was paperwork. Like an asset. Oh God. Not with Greco, the woman whispered. The way she said that name. Like you say cancer. Quiet. Careful. Afraid. Zachary glanced around fast. Don't say his name out loud. My pulse jumped. That wasn't relationship drama. That was criminal fear. He gave us a deadline, she said. Silence. Heavy. Ugly. Then, what happens to Emily when you're done? Done. Done with what? Zachary laughed. Cold. Short. She'll survive. Rich girls always do. Something snapped inside my chest. Rich girls. That's what my kid was to him? Not Emily. Not the girl who slept in our bed after her mom died. Not the kid who used to burn toast and call it breakfast. Just money. All I need is a year, he said. 1 year married. Access to the accounts. The trust. Then we're gone. That was it.
No romance.
No future. Just numbers. Access. Gone. My ears rang. He wasn't marrying her. He was robbing her. You're stealing from her, the woman said. I'm saving us, he shot back. Then softer. I'm doing this for Mia. Always a reason. Always an excuse. I'd heard that tone before. Men justifying terrible things. And suddenly everything clicked. The rushed proposal, the charm, the perfect manners. All those innocent questions about my investments, my schedule, my routines. He wasn't bonding with me. He was studying me, mapping me. Oh God, he'd been planning this from the beginning. Martin leaned in close. You see now, he whispered. I nodded. Couldn't speak. If I opened my mouth, I might lose it. Across the street, Zachary checked his watch. All right, he said. I gotta go play groom. Play. Like it was theater. Like my daughter's life was just a costume change. Then he straightened his tie, put that perfect smile back on, and walked toward the car. Like nothing happened. Like he wasn't about to stand in a church and lie to God. And that's when it hit me. If he could fake love that easily, what else could he fake? How far would he go? Because men like that don't just steal money. They remove problems. And suddenly, this wasn't about stopping a bad marriage. This felt like stopping something much worse. Something that could end with a funeral. And Martin still hadn't shown me the worst part. I thought the worst was over. The house, the wife, the little girl calling him daddy. I figured that had to be rock bottom. I was wrong. Because Martin hadn't brought me here just to show me betrayal. He brought me to show me something worse. Something final. Zachary walked back to the car like nothing had happened. Calm. Unhurried. Like he'd just picked up dry cleaning. Not visited his secret family. He slid into the passenger seat.
Door shut.
Phone out.
Top. Top. Top.
Texting. Probably lining up his next lie. My fists clenched. I wanted to drag him out right there. Martin grabbed my sleeve. Not yet, he whispered. There's more. More? What the hell could be worse than this? Martin didn't answer. He reached into his jacket and pulled out his phone. Unlocked it. Turned the screen toward me. Look. At first, it didn't register. Just an email. No name. Random address. Blank subject line. Then my eyes focused, and my stomach dropped. Target 3 months post-wedding. Make it look accidental. $50,000 on completion. I read it twice, then a third time. The words didn't change. What is this? I asked. My voice sounded far away. From his laptop, Martin said quietly. Why were you on his laptop? Because 2 weeks ago, he started asking about you. About me how? Your schedule. Your routes. When you're alone. Cold slid down my spine. He swiped. Next screenshot. A list. Clean. Organized. Like meeting notes. Except every line was about me. Leaves estate 7:30 a.m. Route 9. Light traffic. Tuesday lunches, Riverside Grill. Walks alone from garage. Friday club, valet, no driver. My routine. Mapped. Studied. Timed. Like pray. Weeks. He'd been planning this for weeks. Eating dinner at my table. Calling me sir. While tracking the best place to catch me alone. My mouth went dry. There's more, Martin said. Of course there was. There's always more. Another screenshot. Bank transfer. $10,000 sent.
Memo.
Deposit services pending. Deposit. Not payment. Deposit. Meaning someone was already hired. Waiting. For me. My hands started shaking. Bad. Then it hit me. The phone call in the car. 3 months. Not before. That wasn't business. That was timing. 3 months after the wedding. After he married Emily. After he got access to everything. Then, I'd have an accident. Simple. Clean. Unlucky. And Zachary? He'd be the grieving son-in-law. Holding my daughter while she cried. Comforting her. Knowing he paid for it. Oh God. He was going to kill me. I said. Martin didn't soften it. Yes, sir. We both watched Zachary through the windshield. He laughed at something on his phone. Smiling. Relaxed. Like he wasn't planning murder. Like my life was just another task on his to-do list. Something inside me snapped. Not fear. Something colder. older, meaner, the kind of anger you feel when someone threatens your kid. And suddenly, this wasn't about stopping a wedding or exposing a scam. This was about stopping a killer. Because if I stayed quiet, I wouldn't live long enough to walk my daughter down that aisle. I looked at Martin. No more hiding, I said, my voice steady now. We end this today, because if we didn't, he'd end me first. I didn't yell. I didn't chase him. I didn't storm that house. Funny thing about rage, when you're young, it explodes. When you're older, it freezes, gets quiet, sharp, useful. Because once I read those messages, once I saw my death scheduled like a calendar appointment, something inside me went still. The fear disappeared. So did the panic. All that was left was math. Simple math. If I stayed silent, I died. If Emily married him, she lost everything. So there was only one move. End it. Today. Zachary's car pulled away like nothing had happened. Like he hadn't just paid someone to kill me. I watched the taillights disappear. My hands didn't shake anymore. That scared me more than anything. Martin, I said. Yes, sir. We don't handle this privately. He nodded immediately. He already understood. Church? He asked. Church. Because alone Zachary could lie. Smile. Twist the story. But not in front of 200 people. 200 witnesses. People he couldn't charm. People he couldn't silence. If the truth came out there, it would stick.
Permanent.
And we bring proof, Martin said. I held up Marley's folder. Marriage certificate. Photos. Birth records. Then my phone. Emails. Transfers. Messages. And police, I said. Because this wasn't family drama anymore. This was attempted murder. Time check. 8:42 a.m. Ceremony at 10. Less than 90 minutes. 90 minutes to save my daughter's life. I made the calls fast. Lawyer. Police. Then Marley. Her voice trembled. He'll kill me. He's already trying to kill me, I said. If we don't stop him today, he wins. A long silence. Then, okay. Braver than most people I know. Martin started the engine. You ready, sir? I looked down at my suit. Perfect tie. Polished shoes. Father of the bride. I was supposed to give a speech. Take photos. Smile. Instead, I was walking into a war. No, I said. Then I looked toward the road. Toward the church. Toward Zachary. But we're going anyway. Because this wasn't about being ready. It was about being necessary. And in less than 2 hours, when the priest asked if anyone objected, I already knew exactly who was going to stand up. I thought I'd already seen the worst of it. I hadn't. Nothing hurt like walking back into my house that morning. Sunlight filled the windows. Sprinklers ticking outside. White flowers tied to the railing. Perfect. Like the world had decided today would be beautiful no matter what. I stepped inside. Then I heard it. Laughter. Upstairs. Emily. And her bridesmaids. Music playing. Someone yelling about lipstick. Normal. So painfully normal. For a second, I almost wished I didn't know anything. Didn't open that trunk. Didn't read those emails. Because right now, she was happy. Dad. Her voice floated down the stairs. Soft. Bright. She appeared at the top landing in a white silk robe. Hair half-curled. Pins everywhere. Barefoot. Still my little girl. Still the kid who used to run downstairs on Christmas morning. My chest tightened. Oh wow, she smiled. You look nervous. Comes with the job, I said. She hurried down and wrapped her arms around me, just like she used to, and for a second, everything disappeared. No murder plot, no lies, just my daughter hugging me in the hallway, like nothing bad could ever touch us. I didn't sleep at all. She laughed into my shoulder. I'm excited, but terrified, but excited. I nodded, couldn't trust my voice, because if I talked too much, I might tell her everything. And if I told her now, She wouldn't believe me. Love does that. Blinds you. Then she asked it. Quietly. Dad, you like him, right? Not about Zachary. Not really. What she meant was, do you trust me? That one hurt more than anything else that morning. What matters is that you're happy, I said. She searched my face, then smiled. Satisfied. I really love him. Knife. Straight through. But I nodded anyway. Upstairs someone called her name. Emily. Hair time. She laughed. Knew it. Duty calls. She kissed my cheek. I love you, Dad. My throat tightened, because in less than 2 hours, she was going to hate me. I love you more, I said, and meant it more than I ever had. She ran upstairs. Music started again. Laughter. Voices. Perfect wedding morning. The kind people remember forever. I stood alone in the hallway, listening, trying to memorize the sound of her happiness, because I knew this was the last time it would sound like this. My eyes drifted to Caroline's photo on the wall. Our wedding day. Same church. Same aisle. Before she died, she squeezed my hand and whispered, "Protect our girl, even when she doesn't understand." Back then, I didn't know what that meant. Now I did. Sometimes love looks cruel. My phone buzzed. Martin. Police in position. Lawyer en route. Marley leaving now. 9:12 a.m. Less than an hour. Time was up. Upstairs, Emily laughed again. Bright. Alive. Carefree. I took one slow breath and headed for the door, because the next time she saw me, I wouldn't be the proud father walking her down the aisle. I'd be the man who destroyed her wedding to save her life. The drive to the church should have taken 15 minutes. Felt like a countdown. The limousine waited at the curb. White, polished, ribbons on the mirrors. Like this was the happiest day of our lives. Like evil men didn't exist. Emily stepped out first. And for a second, I forgot how to breathe. Oh wow. She looked exactly like her mother. Same eyes. Same soft glow. White lace dress. Long train. Caroline's old hairpin holding the veil in place. 35 years ago, I'd watched another woman walk toward me dressed almost the same. Now I was about to walk this one into a storm. Well? She asked, turning. How do I look? Beautiful, I said. My voice cracked. She laughed. Dad, don't start crying yet. If only that was why. We slid into the back seat.
Door shut.
Soft thud. Just us. She smoothed her dress, hands shaking. Wedding nerves, she smiled. If only. The car rolled forward. Street by street. Closer. Closer. Every red light felt louder than it should. Tick. 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 She leaned her head against my shoulder, like she used to when she was 10. God, that nearly broke me. I'm glad it's you walking me down, she whispered. There's no one else I'd want. I stared out the window, couldn't trust my face. My phone buzzed low in my lap. Martin. Police staged. Lawyer inside. Marley 5 minutes out. Everything ready. Everything except her heart. We passed Riverside Park, the place I taught her to ride a bike. She used to wobble and yell, "Don't let go, Dad." And I jogged behind her, one hand on the seat. I won't, I'd promise. Never letting go. Not then. Not now. Dad, you're quiet, she said. Just thinking how fast you grew up. She smiled. Still your little girl. Always. Even if you hate me in an hour. The church spire appeared ahead. Tall stone. Waiting. Guests already outside. Laughing. Taking photos. Completely unaware their perfect morning was about to explode. I spotted Martin's sedan 2 cars back. Then a patrol cruiser idling near the corner. Small things. Quiet things. But they made my stomach tighten. The storm was already there. Emily squeezed my hand. Cold fingers. I'm really happy, she said softly. That sentence hurt more than anything else all day. The car stopped. Door opened. Music and voices rushed in. Life, normal, bright, unaware. I stepped out first, turned, held out my hand. She took it without hesitation, trusting, always trusting. And as we walked toward those church doors, one thought kept repeating in my head. In a few minutes, I'm gonna break her heart in front of everyone she loves. But if I don't, she'll spend her life married to a monster. Or worse, burying me. So I squeezed her hand tighter and walked her inside, toward the altar, toward the moment everything exploded. The church doors opened. Warm light spilled out. Organ music floated through the air. Soft, peaceful, like nothing bad had ever happened inside those walls. Heads turned the second Emily stepped in. Gasps, smiles, phones lifting. She looks stunning. Just like her mother. Cameras clicking everywhere. She squeezed my arm, glowing. And for everyone else, this was the happiest moment of the day. For me, felt like walking into a courtroom. At the altar, Zachary waited. Perfect tux, perfect hair, perfect smile. He even wiped fake tears from his eyes when he saw her. Wow, Oscar-level performance. If I didn't know what he'd done, I would have believed every second of it. Step, 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 down the aisle, our footsteps echoing on stone. Slow, heavy, final, no turning back now. Halfway down, my phone buzzed once in my pocket. Martin, signal, everyone in position, police outside, lawyer seated, Marley close. The trap was ready. All I had to do was wait. We reached the altar. I took Emily's hand, placed it in Zachary's. For a split second, my skin touched his. Warm, calm, steady, not nervous at all. Because from his point of view, everything was going exactly to plan. "Thank you, sir," he whispered politely. So respectful, so convincing. God, he was good. I leaned close, close enough that only he could hear. Enjoy the next few minutes. His smile twitched, just for a second, then came back. He thought I meant the wedding. Oh, if only. I stepped back and took my seat. Front row, hands still, breathing slow, watching, waiting. The priest began. Soft voice. Love, trust, commitment. Every word sounded hollow. Zachary said his vows first. Steady voice. Perfect delivery. I promise to love you, protect you, honor you. Protect. That almost made me laugh. The man had hired someone to kill me, and now he promised protection. Unbelievable. Emily spoke next, voice shaking with happy tears. Every word real, every word honest. She meant all of it. That's what hurt the most. Only one of them was lying. Rings came out, guests leaning forward, smiling, relaxed, thinking this was the beautiful part. My heart started pounding again. Not fear. Timing. Just timing. Wait, wait, now. The priest looked up. If anyone here has any reason why these two should not be joined in holy matrimony. Silence filled the church. Speak now. My legs moved before my brain did. Or forever hold your peace. And I stood up. I stood up. The pew creaked loud in the silence. Heads turned. Confused. Annoyed. The priest blinked at me. Yes. I object. The word cracked through the church. Emily turned. Dad? Zachary laughed softly, squeezing her hands. Nerves, he told the guests. Father of the bride stuff. A few people smiled. Still performing. Still charming. Even now, I stepped into the aisle. Phone already in my hand. My daughter is about to marry a man who already has a wife. Gasped. Immediate. Sharp. Like the air got punched out of the room. Sir, Zachary started. Marley. The back doors opened. Every head turned. She walked in. Messy ponytail. Tired eyes. Little girl holding her hand. Pink sneakers. Stuffed rabbit. The kid pointed straight at the altar. Daddy. The word echoed. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Emily's hand slipped out of Zachary's. Slow, like she'd touched fire. What? She whispered. I can explain, Zachary said fast. Mask cracking. Voice tight. I raised my phone. Here's the marriage certificate. Swipe. Photos. Swipe. Bank transfer.
$10,000 deposit.
Murmurs building. Then I read the email out loud. Clear. Cold. Target 3 months post-wedding. Make it look accidental. 50,000 on completion. The church exploded. What the hell? Is this real? Emily stumbled back, staring at him like she'd never seen his face before. You said you loved me. He reached for her. She flinched. That tiny movement ended him. This is fake, he snapped. Charm gone. Pure panic now. He's lying. Douglas Whitmore. My lawyer stood up. Suit crisp. Voice calm. I verified the documents. They're authentic. Room shifts instantly. People believe lawyers. 2 officers stepped forward. Badges out. Mr. Palmer, you're coming with us. Zachary looked around fast, searching for someone to save him. Nobody moved. Nobody helped. Click. Handcuffs. Loud. Metal. Final. God, that sound was beautiful. Guests backing away. Phones recording. Flowers knocked over. Music still playing awkwardly somewhere. Total chaos. Marley pulled her daughter close. The little girl crying. Zachary shouting. Dragged down the aisle he was supposed to walk as a groom. Past the altar. Past the guests. Past the life he thought he'd stolen. And in the middle of it all, Emily just stood there. Dress perfect. World shattered. Dad? She whispered. That one word nearly broke me. I walked to her. Slow. I'm sorry, I said. I had to. She looked at the cuffs. At the wife. At the child. At me. Then she collapsed into my arms. Not elegant. Not bridal. Just my kid. Crying like she was 5 again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You didn't do anything, I whispered. I've got you. Like the bike. Like always. Never letting go. Behind us, the church doors slammed shut. Wedding over. Guests stunned. Flowers everywhere. And my daughter still in my arms. Alive. That was enough. The church emptied fast. Chairs scraping. Half-full glasses left behind. Flowers knocked sideways. Like a party that ended too suddenly. People slipped out quietly. Nobody knew what to say. Emily sat in the front pew, still in her dress, veil falling loose, mascara smudged, hands folded in her lap, staring straight ahead. I'd never seen her that still before.
He sat beside her.
Close, not touching. We just listened to the air conditioner hum. Police radios outside. Doors closing. Life moving on. After a long time, she spoke. Did you know? Yes, I said. This morning. She nodded. Slow. And you stopped it, for me. I swallowed. I promised your mom I'd protect you. She looked down at her hands. I feel stupid, she whispered. That one hurt. Hey, I said softly. She wouldn't look up. I loved him. I know. Everyone saw. Her voice cracked. I gently lifted her chin. Loving someone doesn't make you stupid, I said. It makes you human. She searched my face, then leaned into me and just cried. No makeupsabing. No elegance. Just my kid. Breaking. And I held her. Like when she scraped her knees learning that bike. Like the night her mom died. Some things don't change. They're still your child. Outside, they put Zachary in the back of a cruiser. Head down. Suit wrinkled. No charm left. Just another man in cuffs. Whitmore stepped inside. He's going away for a long time, he said quietly. That was enough. Emily nodded once. Good. Soft. Final. Door closed. When we finally stood, the church already looked normal again. Chairs straight. Petals gone. like nothing had happened. Except we knew. At the door, she stopped. Dad. Yeah. She squeezed my hand. Thank you. 2 words. Heavier than everything else that day. Next time you get married, I said gently, let's aim for less drama. A small smile. Deal. On the drive home, she leaned her head on my shoulder. Quiet.
No secrets.
No lies. Just us. Safe. Alive. After everything, that was enough.